What's up guys and welcome to my channel, Flame4. In this video we're going to do Mike Lane's mod and we're going to be doing the mini cable ties. So the mini cable ties are a great addition to the DeLorean build. If you started off with these cable ties, or if you are lucky enough to get these cable ties when you're doing the interior, they're going to help when you're doing the dash. As you can see by the image and just the way the packaging is done, it's done to such a professional stage. Just even the logo saying Mike Lane is just the touch on it is just absolutely amazing. And look how tiny these tiny little cable ties are. They are very fragile, but at the same time I kind of want to say that they're durable as well, because you can kind of pull them around a bit, and it's just the sheer size of them. They look exactly like a normal cable tie would look like, but just put down into a scale that's so minuscule and works so well on this. Right, so he's got some instructions on here, so it kind of gives you some do's and don'ts about pulling them too tight, about making the hole bigger. You don't want to make the hole bigger when you're doing the cable tie, so there's a bit of instructions in there. Well, what we will do, just come a bit closer, and we'll show you detailed of how we're going to do these. So they're not that easy to do. I mean, I find most of his mods quite easy to do, but this one you want to have patience, and I'll show you the way I did it. I mean, they are very, very tiny. My hands are quite big, as you can see. My fingers are quite big, and he obviously recommends on here that to use the tweezers, and I found it quite difficult to use the tweezers. I ended up just pulling it through using my fingers. You might be able to find a better way of doing it, but that was the only way I got to be able to do it, just because that was just how I found it. And the easiest way I found to put these on, instead of trying to wrap it around and push against the body of the car, which I found a bit of a nightmare, was to pre-make them up and slide them over the ends all the way up until where you want them, and then use the tweezers to pull them a little bit tight, but don't do them up really tight until you kind of got the wire where you want it. So I'm just going to show you on this. You can, most of these wires where you will need to use the cable ties, you are going to be able to do it this way, because if you are building it from scratch, if you've got to take it apart, you'd have to take it apart anyway, but we'll just fast forward through putting the rest of the cable ties on. So pre-make them up, get them ready to go, and then you can just slide them all on, and then you can just pull them tight when you are ready to do that. So as you can see here, I've just gone up and I've just followed the book as I've done it, and then put his cable ties into position, and they just look like they should look like. This is how the DeLorean is done. They are held on by cable ties, not the wires that they're suggesting. If you've seen a replica one, or one that's in the movie, the cable ties are what are used on the model. So this is very, very true to what the model is like. Have a little play around, make sure you get them where you want them. I hold them very lightly and then just sort of push them up with the tweezers just to get them where I want them in place. Once you've done that, once you're happy with the positioning, you will need to then just push it all back, clip it all back into the body, and then you will be able to go along with a pair of scissors. Don't cut really close. It says in the instructions, but do not cut really close. The same as a normal cable tie. Don't cut right near the edge. Make sure that there's some leeway, so if you need to tighten them, or move them or adjust them, then you can. So just make it look like if someone had to come along and cut a bit of the cable tie off like you would do in real life, just do the same thing on your DeLorean. And then the look that you get is spectacular. It's just absolutely amazing. Here you go. So if you haven't already got these, please go and check out Mike Lane's mods, because he's got so many things for this DeLorean to change it. He also does other models as well, so you might be doing a model where he's doing modifications for that as well. We will take you in close just so you can see these cable ties up close and personal, just because you have to see the detail that have gone into these. Just such a simple thing, but really good. All the links to these, to buy these guys, will be in the description below. Thanks very much for watching. Take care now, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.